Alright guys, I'm back with a another video today, and we're gonna be discussing on why Fortnite doesn't have the magic it used to have. This is a very popular topic on why Fortnite just doesn't feel the same it used to be in its quote prime time during chapter 1, chapter 2, and so on and so forth. So we're just gonna talk about on how Fortnite, why it doesn't feel the same, and what we could possibly do to make it feel like the OG days back then. One of the reasons I think is the main cause of all of this is the art change that happened in chapter 5. So if you didn't know, after chapter 4 OG season came back, the game went for more of a realistic approach. Do we know why? Not really, but the main reason that's brought up is because of the collabs. Now we all know Fortnite for its major and big collabs it has, like with cartoons, animes, shows, movies, all of that. And in order for the collabs to fit in more, they had to change the art style a little bit. So instead of having all those realistic characters look odd in a cartoony environment, they decided to make all those realistic characters try to fit in more by putting them in a realistic environment. Someone say, oh, what's the big problem with that? Well, the problem is that the reason Fortnite was so different and unique compared to all those other shooters at the time was because it wasn't dark and gritty and realistic compared to its main competitor during the time, like PUBG. Now, the problem with that is since Fortnite lost its cartooniness, which made it so different, it basically lost its identity. Now, another reason that people think that made Fortnite now so bad is because they try to make too much new stuff. See, now back in the OG days during chapter 1, they didn't try too much things. They just went for a more simplistic approach. But now people say they're trying too much. Oh, they're adding too many new guns. Well, the problem is that if we kept the same formula again and again and again and again, it would make the game way more stale. And if the game kept getting more stale over time, it would have caused way more people to get bored of Fortnite way quicker than it's already getting. People are getting a Fortnite and cause them to leave and try some new games. Another main reason is because that people think it is because people are trying to please the more newer players. For example, back in the earlier days of Fortnite, like season 9 and I think season X, we all know what they added. They added the mechs, and oh boy, all the competitive players hated those things. It actually ruined the tournament, if I'm not wrong. Also, another bad thing is that basically during chapter 2 they added bots, which means all the new players could get wins way more easier than. The thing about Fortnite is that you had to work for your wins, and working for those wins felt so satisfying as soon as you got them. So basically making them way easier by adding bots just got rid of the fun of just getting those wins. Another reason right now is that people are too sweaty. Now, I personally don't think that. I don't really think it that much. But one of my friends, for example, he says, man, Fortnite isn't the same just because of all these sweats. And I keep trying to tell him that, dude, time passes and time changes. Fortnite is going to change over time. For example, back then in like season 1 and 2, people never really used building except for cover. And then everyone knows that one fight on live between Summit and Myth that happened, which made building way more valuable and basically better in fighting. Another thing about building is that when they added playground mode, people started grinding that. The only way to get better at Fortnite besides playground mode before was just to play regular Battle Royale matches again and again and again. And after all these years, all these players that's been playing for long times are gonna get better. So it's never gonna feel the same of, oh, everyone's the same skill level. There's always gonna be one person that's like leagues better than you. Now, another reason I personally think is because of the guns. back then, weekly in the OG in chapter 1, we got new updates weekly, which means, like, for example, weekly we got update with like launch pads. We got, I think, no, we didn't get new POIs yet, but we had to wait a while for that one. But we got so many new updates, it's crazy. But over time, those guns are gonna, there's not gonna be any new concept ideas for guns. Not really a lot of new ones, just like ones that are very similar to older ones, or recycled ones. So the games are gonna start feeling stale over time. For example, some guns are just blatant copies of others, and they even feel worse. Now, some guns are way better than its predecessors and just as good. Like the Havoc Pump is just as good as the Pump. Combat SMG is broken as shit, but still as good as the regular SMG. Now, I think I went on long enough on this discussion, so it's gonna be the end of the video today. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh yeah, to make sure, please comment anything I forgot or any reasons you personally think Fortnite isn't the same. Do you think the game's still fun? Do you think it's boring? And should I do more discussing videos like this, or should I try some new stuff? Anyways, have a nice day. Always remember that self-love is the best love.